Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to our 5th week of online learning. You guys are doing, again, such a great job. I just wanted to say thank you, first off, for participating, coming to groups ready to rock and roll, and just doing the best that you can. That's all I could ever ask for. So thank you very, very much. This coming week, we are going to be starting 2 new ways of doing a little bit of reading and a little bit of math, just to kind of change things up and not get kind of too sucked into the regular thing, and also to take a break from Khan Academy and do things a little differently this week. So if you have any questions or something doesn't make sense, remember I have my office hours on Mondays from 1 to 2, so you can pop in and ask me a question, or you can always email or text me. Your parents have my phone number if you need some extra guidance in what's coming up, okay? So this video is going to be very similar from last week, where I'm going to separate it into 2 segments. The first half is going to be what we're going to talk about and do in our first small group, and then the second half is going to be what we do in our second small group. And then in the middle between, I'm going to share with you what I'm going to be planting this week in my garden. So think about what could be something that I love that I might be planting to grow. So think about that, okay? So here we go, let's start off. So to have ready for our first small group meeting, we have our reading and our first half of our writing, okay? Now in reading this week, we're doing things a little different. It's still going to be a Storyworks article, but the way you get to it will be slightly different. When you log into your Canvas page, you're going to click on the Storyworks, and you'll notice that there will be a new link. Now this link will have the title of the paired text that you're going to be reading today or this week. Now a paired text is when you have 2 pieces of textual stories or fictional, non-fictional, whatever it is, but they have to do with one another. They're a pair together. So the paired text that we're going to read this week, I'm super excited about, and I think you will be too. The first one is called The Big Stink, and the paired text to that, the second half, is The Future of Toilets. So it's going to be really, really interesting and kind of funny. So I am excited to read that with you and talk about that with you this week. So once you jump online and you read the article, you will have 6 short response questions to answer and have ready before our first small group meeting. Now in each response, I really want you to dig deep, and I really want you to focus on our RACE strategies. So remember, RACE is R-A-C-E. R, restate the question within the answer. A, answer the question. C, cite. That means you're going to take a piece from the text and use it in your answer to cite your evidence. And E is the easiest part. It's explain. You're just restating the question and the answer at the very bottom. Now you know, I just told you, and things like that. So I've given you a couple examples, both in the Word document that I'm going to send you, on our Canvas page, and also on the assignment document that I'm going to send with you as well. Those 3 places are also the same places that you're going to find all 6 of those questions. So you have 3 different places to find those questions. Again, there's a document on Canvas that you can open up. You can see each question on our Word document that has all of the assignments for the week. And then I'll send you a separate document that just has 6 response questions, and that can be there too. Now you can answer them in different ways as well. You can rewrite them yourself. You can open it on your computer and type them out. However you want to do it, or you can even print it and then write your answers in the response box there. It's really up to you of however you want to come prepared, ready for small groups. So again, your Storyworks article this week is, it's on Canvas, just like normal. The only difference is you will need a password, and that password is super simple. It's just my last name, Personette. And I have that up there for you too. And the reason you'll need a password is because it's gaining access to our personal class, Storyworks, not for everyone to see. We pay special to have these articles for us and for our class, okay? If you have any problems accessing or any problems whatsoever, please let me know, because it might be something that I can fix for everybody, so you never know. Okay, so that's what you need to come ready, prepared for our first small group meeting, is those 6 response questions answered in our RACE format. Can't stress that enough. RACE, restate, answer, cite, and explain. Getting into that end of the 4th grade, beginning of 5th grade responses, okay? Awesome. The second half of our first small group meeting is going to be geared towards writing. Now, last week, you did a fantastic job coming ready to share your 3 responses. Now, the 3 reasons are really the hardest part of writing, because you really have to share your opinion and do a little research and digging in to figure out how you're going to persuade your audience why your topic is the best, or why we should think the way that you think, okay? So this week we're going to focus on the introduction paragraph. Now, the introduction paragraph should have 3 things. Your opinion stated clearly, I know what it is, okay? A hook, how did you get my attention? Okay, did you ask me a question? Did you give me a fact? Did you say something that got my attention of, wait, what was that? That's what a hook does. It gets the reader, the audience, intrigued in your writing. And then the third thing it has is it's going to have 1 sentence for each reason you have already written. So really, half of your opinion paper is, or half of your introduction paper is already finished, which is kind of cool. So for our first small group meeting, your task is to read 2 short introduction paragraphs that I've written for you. And you're going to come to our first small group meeting telling me those 3 things. What's the author's opinion? What was their hook? Okay. And could you find the reasons within that introduction paragraph? So that's all you need to do for our first small group meeting, to read the 2 attached introduction paragraphs that I have for you. Okay. And then come to small group ready to answer those 3 questions. What was the author's opinion? And how did you know? Okay. What was their hook? And could you find the 3 reasons hidden inside the introduction? Okay. That's all you need for your first small group meeting this week. Okay. Storyworks and reading those 2 introductions of your opinion writing. Okay. All right. If you want, you can take a break, stop here, do what you need to do for first small group, and then come back later. That's great. Otherwise, I'm going to just continue forward into what you need to do for our second small group. Before we do that, I want to share with you what I'm going to be planting in my garden this week. And some of you might have guessed something that's really important to me and that I love. I'm going to be planting sunflowers. I'm a little late because of life, but I'm super excited. Last year I did these gigantic sunflowers and they got taller than I did, and the sunflowers themselves were bigger than my head. And so I'm excited to plant these in my garden this week. So if you're planting something, maybe flowers like me, or vegetables, or whatever you have planting, let me know. It'd be nice to kind of swap garden stories while we're at home and trying to be outside as much as we can. So that's my excitement this week, is I'm really looking forward to planting my sunflower seeds. So, because they're my favorite, right? So, okay. So things that you need for our second small group meeting, okay? Our second small group meeting is cut into 2 pieces, just like our first. The first piece of our second small group is finishing writing. So we've already met, okay, and we've talked about your introduction, and you have read those 2 introduction examples. Now it's your turn to create your introduction, okay? So you're going to come to our second small group meeting with your introduction written. So it just like normal, 3 to 5 sentences, okay? Only this time you need to make sure, do you have those 3 things? Do you have a hook? Did you get the audience's attention? Okay. Is your opinion clearly stated? If I were to read just that opinion or the introduction, would I know what you're trying to share with me in your opinion? And finally, do you have your each reasons in your introduction paragraph? So right there, that's 3 sentences, 3 out of your 5. So you have your hook and your opinion clearly stated, and then your 3 reasons. There's your 5 sentences, and your introduction is ready to go. Okay, so you're going to bring to your second small group your introduction ready to share, and make sure you have those 3 things checked off: hook, opinion clearly stated, and your 3 reasons inside your introduction. Okay, all right. The next thing we're going to work on is in our second small group is math. Now, math is also a little different this week. We're going to take a break from Khan Academy. Okay, I know you're probably so sad about that, but it's nice to change things up a little bit. So I have also created a short YouTube video that goes into 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication problems. And in the video, I showed you 3 different ways to solve those equations. The first is that area model, or the door and windows. The second is taking it apart in partial product and using those parentheses. And then the third is what we call the standard algorithm, where you put the 2 digits on top of the other and you go up and over. Okay, so I'm going to show you, there'll be 2 problems, and I'm going to solve each problem 3 times using 3 different ways. Okay, now the reason I did 3 different ways is I want you to pick which way works best for you and your brain. Some people like seeing the door and window. Some people like using the standard algorithm, and some people like using those parentheses to kind of put those numbers together. It's however works for you. Now, I did the 2 examples on the YouTube video that's also going to be a part of the email this week. Your task is to come to our second small group, so you have all week, okay, to finish the math paper called Ziana's Garden, okay? You're going to complete all problems using one of those strategies. Now, when you come to small groups, you're not just going to say, oh, Miss Personette, the answer to number 1 is 713. I'm glad you got the answer, but I'm more interested in how you got that answer. Which way did you choose to solve that problem? Did you use the area model or door or window? Did you use parentheses? Did you use the standard algorithm? I'd like to know how you got that answer. Now, there is a challenge. You do not have to do it. You do not have to do it. But if you want to challenge yourself, I love it. Do it to it, dude. The only things you're expected is to come with the garden worksheet completed and the how. I want to know how you got your answer, okay? Now, you don't have to take a picture and send it to me. You're going to kind of just show me it when we meet as a small group, and we're going to kind of dissect those pieces together piece by piece, okay? So again, math is a little different, which is always nice to change things up. No Khan Academy, but I will send you another YouTube video that goes through those multiplication problems and showing you those 3 different ways, and then you will come to a small group ready, prepared with how you got that answer. Not just the number, but the how, okay? Secondly, in math this week, you are expected to complete 1 round, just 1, you can do more if you want, but 1 round of extra math. It's been a while since we practiced our multiples, and it's really important to keep on them just so that we don't lose that tool to help make math that much easier. Now, some of you might thinking, Miss Person, I don't remember my password and username. I'm going to put that information on Canvas for you, and I'm going to email it to you. So in addition to the 3 or 4 problems that you have to do for the math worksheet, I invite you to log in just once and complete 1 round of extra math. Now remember, you have to go all the way until the guy says you're done. Don't assume and don't think you're done. Wait until you see those exact words, okay? Otherwise, it doesn't show up on my end, all right? So the math worksheet and extra math 1 round, and all that information will be on Canvas, as well as I'll send it to you in a Word document, okay? there you have it, my friends. Our first and second small group expectations. So remember, don't do second small group stuff until first small group stuff is done. And then you'll be ready and prepared for each small group instead of trying to scramble the day of, okay? And also use this video or print that Word document and look at it as much as you want. It's always easy to kind of reiterate and reread just to make sure you're ready to go, okay? I hope you guys have a great weekend and a great time with your family. It's gonna be like 80 degrees this weekend. I need to go get my sunscreen. So I hope you have time to get outside and play and maybe do a little gardening like I'm gonna do. I hope you have a great day, great weekend, and I will see you guys next week, okay? I love you guys very much. Peace out, my friends. Bye.